Hello everyone, welcome to Engineering Graphics. My name is Mr. Bernardus. I'll be your host as we navigate through the drafting world using AutoCAD as the foundation for our course. If you're unfamiliar with Canvas, this is what your dashboard should look like. You'll have your different classes across here. In this class, it's Engineering Graphics. Go in here, this will be your home screen. If you want to learn more about me, you can click on my tab there. It's got my email address as well as my daily schedule and a little bit of background information about myself. Here is the course syllabus, which we will go over the first day of class. Here is a Canvas guide, a quick little guide to help you kind of navigate Canvas if you're unfamiliar. Announcements, occasionally I'll put out an announcement here and there. It'll actually show up on your dashboard for this class. You'll have a little announcement icon here if there is an announcement, just like a notification on your phone. You can check the grades. I encourage you to stay up to date. I have everything graded within 24 to 48 hours of you submitting it. You can check your grades and be abreast of the grade that you have in this course. Every day, our daily activities are all going to be based out of these modules. So you'll be in the modules tab on a regular basis. They're broken down. Yours isn't going to exactly look like this. They're all currently unpublished, and then as we get to each module, I will publish them, and they will show up on under your modules. We'll go ahead, I'll publish this first couple here, and then we'll go into the student view so that you can see what it's going to look like on your end. So this is what you as a student will see. You notice on the side, you don't have as much as what I had on mine over here on the left hand side. And these are the modules that I published, and then these are the activities associated with these first three modules. We'll start off by sketching, going into drafting equipment techniques, and then by about that third week, we'll get into CAD, which is computer-aided drafting and design, and we'll start getting into AutoCAD. I'm going to provide you with videos on how to open AutoCAD and start to create your title block templates, which we will be using every day to complete your drawing assignments. Your drawing assignments will look something similar to this. It will have the problem associated out of the book. The book that we use is Exploring Drafting, and the page number. We have copies of the textbook in the classroom. However, if you're working remotely or if you want to bring up a digital copy of your textbook, you can do so. Click on the link. Here's the username and password, and then you can get into the textbook. This first assignment, for instance, problem 7-1, it's the shim found on page 181. So it's going to be in chapter 7. So if you just go to chapter 7, it's going to open up chapter 7 here, and then you can actually type in the page number. So again, 181, hit enter. And it'll take you to that page that you will be using to reproduce that drawing assignment when we start actually doing our drawing assignments. Give it a minute to load here. It's being a little slow. Everything that we do in this class is going to be two-dimensional. This is the foundation for engineering graphics. So again, we do two-dimensional drawings. The more advanced level classes, we get into three-dimensional and architectural drawings. So here's that assignment, problem 7-1, the shim So you're going to reproduce this drawing for your first drawing assignment. Again, it says here, do not dimension. We're not going to be dimensioning this first assignment. We'll later on talk about dimensioning rules, and then we'll start dimensioning all of our assignments from that point on. It talks about creating layers as needed. That'll be in that first tutorial video that we're going to go over here momentarily, and that's what you'll be using to draw your different kind of lines on. The reason why we use layers, let's say I have this black line of the object, it's an object line drawn on my object line layer, and then I have my dimensions drawn on a dimension line layer. Well, let's say I don't want the dimension lines on there. When I go to print it, well, rather than deleting the dimensions and having to draw them later, I can just turn the layer off and the dimensions won't be there. And we'll talk more about operating layers later on in the course. So again, this is the student view. That was your textbook. Occasionally you might have assignments out of the textbook, like chapter review questions. So for instance, you'll go in for sketching, you'll go into the textbook, there's the login, here's the PowerPoint presentation that coincides with chapter 3 of the textbook, and then you'll just have to complete the review questions. So this one, for instance, this first chapter 3 for 21 points, there's a total of 12 questions. So you click take the quiz, and then you'll just use the textbook to help you answer the questions from the chapter review. Look forward to working with you this semester and continuing on with the tutorial series that I'm about to introduce, which will be how to open AutoCAD, how to establish your different layers, how to set up your different dimension styles, and then we'll start actually using AutoCAD to create our first drawing assignment, which is your title block. And the title block is what we will be using for all of our assignments. We'll create a template off of this title block so you don't have to reproduce it every time. And then when you do a drawing, it's on your title block. So this is the first drawing assignment, the ANSI 8-inch title block. This tutorial that I'm about to introduce you to will basically walk you through this sheet. Doing all of this pretty much step by step. This is just how it's written out. If you want to follow along step by step with the written out instructions, and then eventually this is what it'll look like when we're done. And you've created your drawing template, your first drawing template, which is the ANSI 8-inch title block.